Greetings, brothers and sisters. Hello and welcome back to Eva's House of Spirit. I'm Eva, and I should so be sleeping right now. It's like 4 in the morning, and I've been sucked into the world of the internet. Just watching YouTube videos, watching from like video to video to video. I started with like scary stories, and then I kind of started looking at shocking photos, and then I was watching something about this culture that has this sort of, I don't even know how to describe it. When their loved ones pass away, they'll hang on to the body, and they'll throw them like really big funerals, but like they save up their money to throw the big funerals. And so the deceased kind of lives, I say, at home with the family, and they treat it as though, the body is still alive. They consider it as though it is, as though the person is sick, as opposed to being passed on. And then when they finally have all the money and everything together, then they finally throw the funeral, which is like huge. I mean, huge. They have like funeral planners where these people live, and it's just like, wow. Talk about ancestor veneration. It's just like amazing. So I was watching videos on that, and which actually I think I'm going to put a link regarding that down in the description. I'm going to put a link to the one. I watched like 2 or 3 videos on this culture, but I'm going to put this one really reliable link down in the description so you check that out because it was really wild. So anyway, I was watching that, and then I was just kind of like surfing around, and just, I don't know, here I am. And then, my mind just got to thinking about various things, and I thought about, thankfulness, and I thought about how earlier today, one thing I was really, really grateful for um, is the fact that I did not get busted by a cop for something I did by accident. I didn't mean to do it. I was rushing to work, and you know how sometimes you get to an intersection and the light's kind of like yellow, and you're like, I can do this, I got this. And then mid-intersection it turns red and you're like, ah! Well, that kind of happened to me, but also someone was trying to turn, while the light was changing. They were trying to turn from the other side, and I was like, oh God. So I kind of like turned my car to the side so I could avoid this person. And I managed, nobody got hurt, nobody got hit. It was like, oh my God, it was just like a total like stupid situation that I probably could have judged better. That person probably could have judged better too. Anyway, so I get through the intersection, and as I'm driving along on my merry way, I catch in my periphery there was a cop sitting on the opposite side of the intersection. And I was going, oh, fuck. And I'm just driving, and my heart's pounding, and I'm going, shit, I so don't need a ticket right now. So I drive to like the next light way, way further down, and I'm looking at my rear view, and I'm crapping the brake, and I'm going, oh God, don't let him turn around and come after me. I'm just thinking, I'm like, oh, don't let him come get me, don't let him come get me. And I started to like really will it, like, he's not gonna come get me, he's not gonna come get me. He didn't come get me. I don't know how I escaped that one. It was just like, oh my God. But I'm just thankful that nobody got hurt. That was something I was grateful for. And I'm grateful that the cop didn't turn around and come get me. Um, because technically, even though the light changed while I was halfway through the intersection, technically it was a red light. I mean, what was I going to do? Stop and go backwards? I mean, I had to go forward. I was like, shit. But the moral of the story is, kids, and I say kids, just kidding around, but when the light's yellow, don't keep going. Don't keep going. Just stop. um, but that's something I'm grateful for, honestly. I'm grateful nobody got hurt, and I'm grateful I didn't get a ticket. And that brings me to my next point. In that moment, when I really believed that it was quite possible that this cop was going to turn around and come and get me, I did something that a lot of us are aware that we can do as magical practitioners, and that is cast magic without any tools. A lot of us find that it's easier to use tools as focal points, as aids, in helping us to um, sort of harness, channel, direct the power, the universal energies, the divine energies, however you want to view them, and kind of direct them toward the manifestations that we wish to create. I think it's really important to, try to build upon your ability to get into the mindset of magic without like any kind of physical focal items. And I think it's important to understand the power of will. I have known some people that say, be careful what you say. And I do believe that these things are very powerful. I've known people that say, watch your words, especially when you're angry. These people that I've known that believe this, they have seen crazy things happen because they just blurted something out and really were so heated that they put a lot of intention behind it, and bam, that came to pass. We are able to take our emotions, our intentions, our desires, all these things inside of us, and really direct them without any kind of altar setup, without any kind of like herbs or preparations or oils or candles or dolls or anything. It's possible to do this. Have you ever wanted something so badly in your life that you actually got it and you did nothing to get it? I have. I have a few times in my life. I've had times where on a smaller scale, like I've coveted things and they somehow like just became mine. Not that I saved money and went out and bought them. I mean, like later down the road, the person who had these things, or people that had the means to get these things, approached me and said, here, this is for you. It's not something that has happened many times in my life, but it has happened enough that I do believe if you want something badly enough, you can get it. Desire can really fuel manifestation. It can really pull things in. Be careful what you wish for, because sometimes we want things so badly we don't stop and say, is it really a good idea if I had that? Or we don't stop and think of like how would my life be if I really had that? We don't stop and think beyond the attaining of that thing. So I think it is true, be careful what you wish for, but that's another topic really. I'm talking about creating magic without any kind of tools. I think a great part though of casting magic without using things is having faith in your ability to direct your intentions. Having faith in your ability to make changes, to move energy, to sway things in your own favor. It helps if you can stir up emotions at will. In other words, if you need to be angry, or if you need to feel happiness, or if you need to feel love, it helps if you are good at stirring those emotions up inside of yourself to fuel your desires. It also helps if you're able to maybe visualize things It's sort of like mental vision boarding. If you can do that, that could be a help. But if you can't visualize, then maybe lean a little heavier on your emotional states. If you can at will like sort of bring up or conjure sort of feelings about a situation that you know want to feed an intention with. For example, if you're looking to cast something for prosperity, you need to be able to conjure feelings of happiness and feelings of, you know, prosperity, feelings of I'm on top of the world, things are going good for me, I'm lucky, and I've got the money I need and I don't have to worry about anything, things like that. You know, that helps to fuel your intentions, your desires, you know, the feelings, the energy that you're putting out there. And some of you may be watching this video and just, you might be scoffing and saying, casting magic just like that, just wanting things, come on. You know, some of you may be scoffing like that, but I know for a fact that my mother, who is Catholic, she does not consider herself a witch, but she has said to me on a few occasions, I don't need to do things with candles. She said, I don't need to do things. Things just happen. You know, I feel them a certain way and they just happen. And I know that, you know, she was telling me the truth because a lot of times I would actually see the results of things just unfold the way that she wanted. And in other respects, I kind of came to respect my mother's sort of being in touch with her inborn ability to do these things. And you know what? Everybody has an inborn ability to do these things. You know, to be a witch, to be a practitioner of magic. It is a human thing. It is not a special thing. It is not reserved for certain people and not for others. That's such a myth, you know. But I know that my mother was very in touch with her sort of spiritual and psychic side, even despite being a Catholic. Um, there was this one time that really blew my mind. I was out all day and she had no idea where I had been. You know, she wasn't with me. I was wearing like a St. Michael medal around my neck. I had noticed just as I was coming into the house that my necklace was gone. And I said to her, oh, I lost my necklace. And she's standing by the stove, stirring a pot of soup. Doesn't even look up from the soup. She calmly says to me, go into the bathroom. It fell into your bra. It's like in your right bra cup, like it just kind of fell in there. You'll find it. And I looked at her and I was like, okay, I'm gonna humor her. She didn't even look at me. Didn't even look at me. So I went into the bathroom. I took off my shirt. I looked. No shit, it was there. Exactly where she said it would be. She's done that. She's done other things. She's had dreams about things that have come to pass. My mom's like a really wild lady. And what's funny is she doesn't even consider herself a witch. But you know, it's a human thing. It's such a human thing. You know, the word witch, it's a title that some people choose to claim. But we as human beings, I don't care who you are, I don't care what background you come from. I don't care if you're rich or poor. I don't care who you are. We all have these abilities. We all have the abilities to be psychic, to cast magic with or without tools. You know, I think it comes from trusting yourself, trusting, you really just have to trust and be open. You know, society, I think, at large, you know, there's a majority of people that are sort of either skeptical or they come from other religions or whatever. Not all, but you know, a lot of the mainstream religions, they kind of don't smile well on the sort of, you know, connections that we as, you know, alternative faith practitioners and seekers kind of, we're in tune with that side of ourselves that is very animal and natural. And I think, you know, like just our instincts, our psychic abilities, our being a part of nature, and thus because all of nature is energy. We have no problem harnessing that energy. We're, or at least we seek to have no problem harnessing it. We seek to be open to it. But I think a lot of people in mainstream religions, they sort of frown upon those sorts of things for the most part. Not everybody. There are some people I've met that are from mainstream religions that are quite open-minded, but the majority, it seems, they sort of doubt or they think it's not right. I guess maybe their view is that they look at alternative faith practitioners or people that do harness magics, and they look at us and they basically, I guess, think like, well, who are you to play God and to try to take the role of God and make these changes and affect lives and affect realities, and like, who are you? Well, I've always personally believed that we all come from Source. Doesn't matter what we ascribe to faith-wise. And I do believe that Source, whatever we view Source as, like whatever embodiment we view Source in, whether it's like Pan, Gaia, Yahweh, whatever incarnation or view, Source is Source. And I believe that, we are part of Source. We are the physical part of Source. We are all like the daughters and sons of the Source. And I do believe that Source sort of made us in its own image. If we weren't supposed to be creators of our own reality, we wouldn't have the power to do that. Now, would we? So yeah, I just want to talk about gratitude. I wanted to talk about the powers within us. And I think it would benefit us all if we all try to cast magic without tools. Like, maybe we could all do like experiments, like I've done this and I've found success. It's not easy to do, but I've done this successfully a few times. I suggest to any of you who've not yet tried this, maybe try it. I know that with practice you will see results. I say I know this because I have faith that this can happen for you, because I have done things like this. I hope my message here isn't too garbled. I just thought, hey, if I'm awake, I may as well make a video and share something with you. So yeah, if you're interested in trying to learn how to cast without tools or without any kind of external stimulus, I do suggest try my method of the tarot spells in that 1,000 subscriber video, that milestone video. I will have that linked below. And then once you've kind of practiced that several times and found results several times, it may take a little trial and error, but once you've done that a few times, I suggest then shift from having pictures in front of you of the cards, shift from doing things like candle work in accordance with that, shift, no candles, no drumming, no anything to complement it, just your intention, your feelings, just set aside time every day to focus on your pure intention. You can include visualization, you can include emotions, but train yourself, maybe, if you want to practice this, not to use any kind of external tools, aids, ingredients, none of that. And I mean, I'm still working on it. I think I'm okay at it. I'm pretty good at it, decent at it. I'm not gonna say I'm the master and I know all the secrets, because that's bullshit. That's bullshit. But I will say I think I'm pretty okay at it. I'm pretty good at it. So if you're interested in learning that too, you can. Just try. And with that said, I really, really have to get to sleep. It is 4:33 in the morning. So I'm going to wish you all blessed be and ashe. Have a great Friday. And until our next exchange, stay awesome and bye-bye for now.